in the interview with Rock Bottom, Isis Queen and Pin Doll, of Barb Wire Dolls. Hello.
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 So you're on tour now, so how were the first reactions of this tour, especially on your new material from Desperate?
The new album is out, Desperate, and it's going really well. We've got a team behind us, Motorhead Music, and we're taking it to places that are just beyond epic.
It's really good because it's the first time we're playing as a 5-piece. We have 2 guitars now, and it's the first time we're playing as a 5-piece on tour, so it's really working really well.
On the album there are just 3 people indicated, but now you are a 5-piece. How did it come?
Well, the first album, Slit, was recorded as a 2-piece musically with me on vocals. And with the new album, Desperate, we were writing, the songs that were coming out were more melodic and were asking for bass and eventually rhythm guitar. So it just came naturally. And the girls fit like they've been in the band since the beginning.
Yeah. Desperate is a very strong album without fillers, so what's up with your working process? Who is responsible for the songwriting? Because on the album it's indicated that the whole band has written on it, so who is writing the songs?
Yeah, it's usually just like yesterday in soundcheck, I just started playing a guitar riff and I just looked at Ariel and said, play something, and then drummer played something, and then she started singing something. It happens naturally, whoever's there, whether it's just me, if it's everyone's there, it happens together. But usually I come up with the riff and just hits me, and then she starts working on it, and it just happens. It's a very natural process. Usually the songs come out in 5 minutes, they're just there. We we kind of just, as soon as we start playing it, we know exactly where to go with it. And doesn't change much from it. We record it, like as soon as I start writing a riff, she'll grab the recorder and start recording. I'll look at her as we're playing it, and then we just improvise and just do whatever we want, jam it, and 5 minutes later we turn it off, and then we listen back, and then the end product is very close to exactly what we just did. Even the lyrics come out pretty much the same. It's the same feeling.
Isis, do you write the lyrics, and Pin, do you write composing the music, or is it more a collaboration?
We're a collaboration. I would say collaboration. I mean, nothing goes past us unless she likes it and she works on it, and vice versa.
This album has got a very powerful atmosphere full of verve and energy, and does this atmosphere represent the feeling in the band today? Is it a very good and powerful atmosphere, or how would you see it?
I think that a lot of the songwriting has to do with the emotional state of people that we've seen on the road, and the representation of that came out musically. So you'll see, it's not far off from the debut album where we were actually speaking about revolution. This album, Desperate, is the emotions that go with a revolution. You know what I mean? What you feel and how to express it and how to expand on that.
Desperate, what's behind it? What kind of desperation is among these songs or behind these title? What kind of desperation?
Great things comes from being desperate. If you aren't desperate, if you feel like you can't do something, it's because you're not desperate enough. I mean, everything that we have accomplished is because we were in a state of desperation, and we were forced to find ways in order for us to continue, in order for us to find a way to do things. So
it's like someone's an alcoholic or someone has cancer. When they hit rock bottom alcohol, then they want to change. They're ready to change. Same thing with someone who has cancer. Then they start eating differently or doing change their life, their mental thoughts. It's the same thing when we pushed the revolution because we were very angry with the political state, but we noticed that people are not ready to change the outer world unless they change the inner world, so they have to go within. And so Desperate really is the emotions we feel inside, that we feel other people feel also, that you have to change within to become a powerful light. And the main thing was to make sure that it still rocks live, you know, because Slit was very powerful. You know, with Albini, it's got a hard sound. So live, we had to make sure the songs worked, and they work. They're very different, but you know, live we mix them we just go back and forth, and it's great. And, and we've been desperate a lot on this 5 years, so it's.
And my impression is your music is too hard rocking for punks and too punky for hard rockers. It's a blend between punk, I guess, and hard rock. Would you agree?
I don't know. I don't care. Genres are for the sheep, and we're not into pigeonholing ourselves into any genre or into any style of music. We're going to keep changing, and who knows what the next album will be like.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I like just to sing, I always like singing loud and distorted rock and roll. It's just loud and distorted, that's what it is. And everyone says, oh, it's this or that, but I mean...
Yeah, it's good, it's a good attitude, yeah. And you're working with Motorhead music, how did it come? How did this collaboration come together?
Well, it's all thanks to Lemmy. He's the man behind the plan, so...
He discovered you when you were on tour, or how did it come?
We were playing residencies at the Whiskey A Go-Go. And he was one of the first people we met when we came to LA in the beginning, when we were invited by Rodney Bingenheimer to come play a show, because we were living in Crete. We started off in Crete, Greece. And on our first night in LA, we went to the Sunset Strip and we bumped into Lemmy. And after that, we kept bumping into him and we kept giving him our demos. And he loved us because we were from Greece, and he loves Greece. And he loved the same style of punk rock that we like, which is, you know, the early punk rock when it didn't have a genre. If you were different, you were considered punk rock. It wasn't how fast you played, it was the attitude you brought to the stage. And Lemmy understood that, and he liked that about us. So he came to the Whiskey, he saw us, and after that he had been looking for new bands to add to Motorhead music, his label that he was putting out Motorhead albums on. But he wanted to break in with new bands because he knew that it was important to have new bands to continue the future of rock and roll. And it's an honor. It's a true honor.
It's a huge honor. I mean, growing up on Motorhead and just, you know, it's like they say, Motorhead, you know, punks and metalheads and all these different people liked him, you know, and he was original, you know, and he's a standard of rock and roll. I mean, that's when I think of rock and roll, I think of Lemmy first. I think a lot of people do. But the main thing is that at the time he saw us, we had gotten to the point where we had like dozens of labels wanting to put our music out, but we were happy being DIY. We were like, no, we can do it ourselves. And because most of those labels were telling us to change, be a little more this, be a little more that, or whatever. And when Lemmy saw us, the first thing he said is, don't change anything. Just do what you're doing. Let me get my team behind you, and let me, be on Motorhead. And we didn't even have to say anything but yes. You know, it's Lemmy. You say yes immediately. I mean, there's no other person in the world that we would have said yes like that. I mean, I don't care who it was. If it's Lemmy, you say yes. And we're really grateful and honored to be associated with that in any way, and because he's
So, and I don't know your first two albums, so what you see a musical progress, or is it the same style, the same music? As you mentioned, it stayed the same?
Changes, yeah.
We did the albums before. There's no point in repeating that. And I don't think, you know, if you're connected, you know, and you want to write music and you want to, you know, express yourself, it's not going to be the same every time unless you're scared to throw down the boundaries and be something that the whole point of being artistic is about. It's about expanding your mind, expanding your abilities. So, yeah. So the next album, who knows, but Desperate is perfect the way it is.
Yeah, it's a really great, vivid album. Yeah, not very long, but great. It's 10 or 11 great songs. So, yeah. And of course, musical influence, you're very young, so you did not experience the time when punk was up to date, when it came up. in the late 70s, mid-late 70s. So how did you come to punk music, and what are your musical influences?
Well, growing up, I was always into rock and roll. Rock and roll was my thing, and it wasn't because of the people I was hanging out or I grew up on that music or anything like that. I just naturally gravitated towards it. And, the punk rock that was out, like the pop punk stuff, I never was interested in it. I didn't even really care or think about punk rock. And then when I met Pin and we were living at the Icarus Artist Commune, I was open. My mind and eyes had been open to a lot of things that I hadn't ever thought about growing up. And he introduced me to punk rock, and that gave me the confidence and the ability to want to sing, because I'd never done that before. But punk rock gave the hope. You know what I mean? It's like you can do it. There's no rules.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, of course.
I grew up with punk rock, so from the beginning. So
Yeah.
I was there. And, I was a skater, and we listened to punk rock. That was it. And surfing. I mean, that's all we do is listen to punk rock and Bob Marley. And so I experienced it. I saw a lot of stuff. And when I met her, I saw she was dangerous and rebellious automatically, and I was like, wow, I didn't even really know about punk rock. It's a shame, But when she did, it was natural for her to be a singer in this band.
Of course. And three guys, two women, that's this.
Two guys, three girls.
Three girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, one girl's a lesbian, and she's
She crosses all boundaries.
I thought three guys. Well, okay, this was new to me. So this good function, this mixed band. This mixture between boys and girls function very well.
I think it's the best.
It's harmony, because there's a balance.
The balance.
Yeah.
And we didn't do it on purpose. It just happened. Remington, our bass player, we saw her playing, and we were like, fuck, this girl is amazing.
She's our rhythm guitarist now, but she was our bass player before.
And then we saw Ariel, and it was like, okay. So it was just natural. I mean, we saw Crash, our drummer, and we're like, God, we got to get him in the band.
So Remington is a girl?
Yes.
Oh, no, I thought this would be a man, because the name, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Genre is too old school for her.
It's good. It's good to know. Yeah, it crosses boundaries.
It's gender, not genre. Excuse me. Gender is too old school for her. Yeah.
Of course, it's good to know. And you were on tour in the United States on former tours. You mentioned it before, and now you're on European tour, and you will go to the USA again. So how would you see it? Which market is better for you? More Europe or the United States? Who is open-minded or more open-minded for your music?
I think everywhere is the same. Wherever people have, some aggression and they want to fight for something. I mean, it's all the same.
At the end of the day, we're all the same on the inside. Boundaries or flags put aside, even language. We all are looking for the same thing. We're all yearning the same questions to be answered, and those people make their way to our shows.
Good, yeah. And your band from Greece, so it's not very often. It's my impression that bands are coming from Greece. Maybe I'm wrong, but
there aren't too many.
There's a few metal bands, but that's about it.
There's been a lot of metal bands that have come out from Greece. And there was one band, Aphrodite's Child, in the 70s. They had a big hit. But there's a lot of bands, but they don't usually leave. I mean, we were the first rock or punk band to play in America, and since then, a lot of our friends that we know have been inspired, and they've taken the chance, and they've come to America and opened up their doors. And Greece has a lot of great bands, but it's very difficult to do anything musically in Greece. It's very small. You play once every 6 months in Athens, and it's like.
With the crisis now, people they're finding ways to get out, not of the country, but get out of what they've been pushed into feeling, into thinking, and so forth all these years. And now, you know, they're desperate enough that they want to actually expand their horizons and take the chance and go out there and do something that they believe in.
So my impression was it was a little bit hard task to get a record deal and contacts as a Greek band. This was my impression, but in your case it functioned very well.
I don't know.
No,
It's
easy.
been
It
hard.
wasn't easy.
Nothing's easy. It's hard work.
Yeah.
I mean, we played 700 something shows before we signed a deal. We had offers, but the offers were not really great. And we played 150 shows in LA the first year for free, and we worked 7 days a week under the table to make money, to pay rent and stuff. And we all lived together. We still all live together. We still live in like a little commune. We still eat, you know, rice and beans, and we spend very little money. No one has vacations. No one has extra money. I mean, anyone can do that. Every money that comes in goes back to get on the road again for the next show. I mean, you know, there's no time for anything but rock and roll. And so a lot of bands can do it, but people want their luxuries. And so if they want their luxuries, they choose that instead of rock and roll lifestyle. But you can't afford a rock and roll lifestyle if you believe in it.
But you can do it as your livelihood today, making music, going on tour. You don't need other jobs to do, or is it?
We don't have to work right now, but this is...
I think it's because of the way that we live and the way that we do things, that it's capable for us. Otherwise, if you're a band that needs to go home, see your family, see your wife, your kids, and, you know, don't understand the ethos of being DIY, then it's going to be very difficult for you to live off your music. We only can do it because we live all together. We spend maximum $5 a day on food. You know, if you want alcohol, you get a groupie. You know what I mean? We can't afford anything more than that. I mean, our budget is tight, but we live a very fulfilling life.
But you look very healthy, even in spite of the fact just $5 for food.
We surf
we
every
eat healthy,
day.
that's why
When we're not on tour, we surf every day.
Yeah.
And we do, you know, little secret Tibetan yoga stuff every day. It's good stuff.
Yes.
Lots of sex.
So you mentioned the community where you started. Is it the same community where you started the band? Where you live together?
Yeah, this is in Crete, Greece. If we're ever have any time to take off and we're in Europe, we go home, and that's only happened like once or twice in 5 years. But that's where we're from. We're from the Icarus Artist Commune, and it's situated in Crete.
Yeah. When I saw some videos of you in YouTube, my first idea, you are a musical and optical blend between Doro Pesch and Debbie Harry. Am I right, or is it a wrong impression?
Well, everyone's gonna have comparisons based on what they know. So I guess those are your go-to girls. So either way,
two
it's
great
all
musicians, two great female artists.
Well, thank you. It's very nice that you're comparing me to them.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Debbie. She's great.
Yeah.
We saw Dora at the Whiskey just a while ago too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a strong, powerful woman.
Yeah. Very nice. Yes. And yeah, what are your plans for 2017?
We're gonna tour. We're touring America. We're gonna do lots of stuff. We've been asked, maybe we'll go to South America, maybe finally. We'll be recording new songs, just demos, whenever we get a chance in the studios. We're going to Rancho de la Luna to record some songs. A great studio out in the Joshua Tree Desert. Very cool place. And that's it. Just play the music and get into every town we can to. You know, every city that invites us, we want to come to. So,
Good.
you know, as much as we can do, we keep doing it.
So Kazakhstan, give us a call.
Yeah. Do you have further messages for your audience, for your fans that are not asked right now?
Yeah, listen to the lyrics. Be inspired by the lyrics, because you have the power to do whatever you want with your life. Take us an example. I mean, we're a band that had no opportunities, coming from a country that was in a situation of political crisis with absolutely no money. And we've being able to travel the world and do the thing that we love the most, which is our art. So if we can do it, then there's no excuses for anybody else to do it. So get out there.
Yeah, Isis and Pin, thank you for this nice interview, and have great success with the album, with the tour, and your future career.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön, thank you.